Oh, hello, you beautiful nerds.
Oh,
I am Jedi Master Grayson,
and I am your favorite cousin's favorite cousin, Bill.
and today we are doing a very special review on
Special.
a very special
It's special.
movie. We are talking about Fantastic Four, the first step, because we got to see it a couple of days early.
Yeah, I got to see it a couple of days early. I'm trying not to sneeze.
That's right. The new Fantastic Four movie, directed by Matt Shakman, starring Pedro Pascal, Vanessa Kirby, Joseph Quinn, and Eben Moss Baccarat.
Say it again.
Nailed it.
Oh man, I was
Baccarat.
trying to catch you slipping again. Try to catch you slipping. See if you can do it again.
Yeah, surprisingly, Joseph Quinn was the hardest one for out of all those for me to remember. Eben Moss Baccarat was like that for some reason that just rolls off the tongue for me. But we got to see this film a few days early, thanks to the wonderful people at Marvel Studios. Holla, thank you for inviting us to that early review. Oh shoot. Stop it. But yeah, we are we were thankful enough to see an early screening of this movie, and
Thank you, Disney.
Since the movie hasn't come out yet,
we're not gonna Mouse's house.
Yeah, we were all up in the mouse house.
It was in the Mouse's house.
This movie hasn't come out yet, so we'll start with non-spoilers, and then we'll get into spoilers a little bit later. And if you're a member, you're probably watching this right now. But if this will be going public on July 25th when the movie comes out.
Oh, that's what you meant. Yeah.
But before we get into the nitty gritty,
and the gritty,
Bill, what were your spoiler free? What were your initial thoughts on this Fantastic Four movie?
Oh, we're just jumping right into it.
We're jumping right in.
And no sponsors. My initial thoughts for this movie was, it's dope. It's dope. I thought to myself, would I suggest this to someone else? Thank you. And I said, yes. Not only would I suggest this movie to someone else, I think I'm going to go see it again myself. That's what I said to myself. And then I said, well, what makes you say that? And I said, well, I think that this movie may have single-handedly brought back Marvel from the depths.
Okay.
Brought back Marvel. Because I don't think Marvel really went nowhere, but
yeah,
that's not for me. That's for y'all to debate out there in the world. But man, I enjoyed myself. I still keep, So it was 2 days ago now that we saw it. I'm still kind of blown away. I think I gotta go see it again to give a accurate portrayal of my feelings. But the initial reaction is definitely give me some more. It did leave me wanting more in good and bad ways. But how did you feel about it? Shit.
I felt pretty similar. Like I really, really enjoyed it. I had sort of low expectations. I don't know why. I think it's just because, since we've been covering a lot of the Fantastic Four movies for Does It Hold Up? I think I just started to lose faith in the the ability to adapt this team into a live action movie. I was like, man, is there a way to make a Fantastic Four movie that isn't just like stupid? Because these characters are so silly, but I really enjoyed the way that they portrayed it in this film. Like the story was like really, really solid. Comparing it to Superman, just like another movie that came out this month, like another really highly anticipated movie. I was really emotionally moved by Superman, but I feel like this movie is, even though I didn't cry in the seats like I did during Superman, I feel like this movie is a better film, like for sure, like hands down, way better movie. And I'm happy that like both Marvel and the distinguished competition are able to have like really solid movies that are very different from each other that come out in the same month. So yeah, this is a great month for nerds.
No, to me this movie blew Superman out of the water, as opposed to where Superman, that movie felt a little too jokey, a little too goofy.
Mm-hmm.
This movie pulls off being silly,
Mm-hmm.
but maintaining the depth of the situation.
Yeah, it's never
God damn.
It's I feel like I should make a video about Superman and Fantastic Four and call it "The Importance of Being Earnest," because this movie is just like very earnest and very like sincere, and so is Superman. But I feel like this one just like leans more into the sincerity than Superman does at times.
Superman is placatingly sincere. Placatingly.
I could.
This is in earnest in every sense of the word earnest. I mean, like in the fact that Sue Storm's character, for instance, Sue Storm is in this movie. She is, as I believe the actress may have put it herself, she's emotionally strong. She's the most, like, you know, she's emotionally smart.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like she, and which definitely plays part in the storyline going forward. I mean, going throughout the story.
Yeah,
not even like it's kind of say like it's like a through line, like it's kind of in the background almost too, like, but the backbone of the story, if you will, her being emotionally smart.
Yeah, she's definitely like the like I like the dynamic between Reed and Sue, because like, you know, she's the most emotionally intelligent person in the crew, and you know, Reed is obviously the most like just scientifically intelligent person in the crew, and seeing them bounce off of each other like that is interesting. But before we get into the story, I do want to talk about the
story.
That's right. We're taking our first steps into the Fantastic Four verse.
Fifth Bantha said, "What up, fam? Didn't know we had a live tonight.
What up, fam?
That's right.
That's right. We're getting into Fantastic Four.
Right. This is members only.
Members only. That's real show is behind the curtain.
Yeah.
Before we get into the story, you know, again, we're going to be doing spoiler free until a little bit later, but right now let's
what do you want me to do? Don't say it again.
Let's talk about the cast for a little bit before we get into the story, because there was a lot of controversy around the cast when it was first announced, specifically around Pedro Pascal and Julie Garner as Reed and the Silver Surfer, respectively. But what did you think of the cast, like, overall?
Well, at first, I thought this is stupid. Well, I said, look, I'll give Pedro Pascal the benefit of the doubt, but man, he is old to be playing this role. Like, he's a little old now.
Yeah.
For somebody to play a role that you're probably going to want to get, like, what? You're going to want to get 10 years out of this franchise.
Right.
And I don't know if you're getting 10 years out of a franchise out of a guy who's, what? How old is Pascal's? 50 something?
He's probably, I think he's like 46 or something like that.
No.
let me actually check that. I just threw out a name.
46.
But yeah, like honestly,
50.
He's 50 on the nose.
All right, 50. The nigga 50.
Honestly,
you look 40. nigga, you look 60.
I was in the same boat when they announced Pedro Pascal. Just at least in the sense of he just seems like he's casting everything. Sometimes I feel like there are a lot of times when people get cast just because like they're the most popular actor at the time, not necessarily meaning they're the best actor for that role. But upon watching the movie, like I thought he did a really good job. Like I think that the writing is like the best part of the film overall. Like I feel like a lot of the characters are just like written incredibly well. Like if let's say John Krasinski and Emily Blunt were Mr. Fantastic and Sue Storm, like it would, I think, feel like the movie would still be the same because those are also really good actors. But I feel like Pedro Pascal like just did a phenomenal job as he always does. Like he's just a really, really good actor. He's able to tap into that character and just like portray, like that character who's just like really super, super smart, intelligently, like scientifically, but can't really relate to people all the time.
I couldn't have gone with those two as a replacement for what we got, only because so this is gonna sound crazy. Pedro and what's her name?
Vanessa Kirby.
They are solid, serious enough actors, like serious. Like, we take them very serious. That when something silly and cornball is taking place, their level supersedes that. I don't think you can't, like Emily Blunt goes goofy, she can't rein that back in mentally with the viewer. You can't rein that back in and get them thinking, now we're back into serious mode. Like you got to have somebody who doesn't let him actually get too, like silly never gets that silly.
Right.
No matter what it is that I do, I'm still not that silly.
Right.
Because you hold me at this level as an actor, or, you view me this well society wise, whatever.
I will say Vanessa Kirby, great American accent. Like this, I think it's the first time I heard her do a performance with an American. Only thing I've seen her in is the Mission Impossible movies and Hobbs and Shaw, which is
only thing
the best.
No, I'm joking.
Fast.
Only job she's ever had. Only things she's ever been in.
But
as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, I thought that like all the Fantastic Four like worked really, really well. But I will say,
well, we might as well leave then.
I will say, and I've been saying this for like a year, that Joe Carey from Stranger Things, I felt like he would have been a perfect Human Torch. I don't feel like that there was like I think Joseph Quinn was like fine in this movie.
Who the fuck is that?
Just you know what? I'll tell you right now. He is the other person who he was also in Stranger Things as well as Joseph Quinn.
That. I'm saying saying the first guy you said. Who was that nigga?
Joe Carey?
Yeah.
It's this guy.
I could just take him out.
Take who out?
The Russian guard. What? I sneak up behind him, I knock him out, and I take his key card. It's easy.
Did you not hear the part about the massive gun?
Yes, Dustin, I did. And that's why I would be sneaking. Yeah, I don't know. It's missing bones and stuff. You can bend like gumbo.
You mean Gumby?
I'm pretty sure it's gumbo. Shit happens, life goes on. And, ice cream. Ice cream, okay? You guys know what ice cream is. Everybody loves ice cream. I don't know if you have Russian ice cream or if that's considered gelato. I don't know what's what, but whatever you guys want. Seriously, the USS Butterscotch, I mean, you gotta try it.
Your small curly-haired friend.
Oh, curly hair, great hair, small, kind of like a fro, yeah.
What is he?
Oh, he's long gone, you big asshole. And he's probably calling Hopper, and Hopper's calling the U.S. Cavalry. They're gonna come in here commando style, guns a-blazing, and kick your sorry asses back to Russia. You're gonna be 2 pieces of toast.
Is that so?
Yeah.
What? She sounds amazing, doesn't she?
Yeah, no, they got it right. That dude, he's not physically in the fit physically category to get that done. The other guy is definitely way more physically fit, which is the other reason he was the antithesis of that character in that show, Stranger Things.
Well, I mean, if you look at Parks and Recreation season 1, Chris Pratt, you wouldn't think of him being like,
Parks and Recreation season 1 and the first movie for Guardians of the Galaxy is what, like 12 years?
No, it's not 12 years.
It's like 10
he got
years.
cast in the 3rd season of He was still doing Parks and Recreation while
You
he was
said
doing
Parks and
while he's doing
Recreation
Guardians
the
of the
first season. No, those aren't. That's not like that's not. How many seasons is it? Look it up, because I guarantee
It's
you
like
it ain't
6
like
seasons.
2 weeks. 6 years, nigga. 6 years of body changing. Look, what I'm saying is this
saying he
nigga
got
is
cast during the 3rd
Sir
season.
Alex, let me finish saying what I'm saying. Everybody doesn't just bulk up. You do some working out and you just all of a sudden have body. That's not how that works. Okay, that's just not how that works. And who are you to say that this nigga is out here trying to get the job and is out here working out? Because you would have to be wanting to do the job and working out. And his body right now don't look like that. So he would have had to have looked like that. You know what I'm saying? They're not going to hire you based off of what you could look like. They're going to hire you what you do look like. And Chris Pratt, I guarantee you, was not a fatty fat when he got hired to do the job, is what I'm saying.
Well, let me explain myself a little bit. Because I think that, again, I think Joseph Quinn did a fine job. I don't hate on Joseph Quinn. I thought he did a good job in Stranger Things and in this movie and The Quiet Place, a movie I didn't really like that much. But I feel like when I was watching Stranger Things before the movie, even like Fantastic Four even came out, I've just felt like the character of Steve and the way that Joe Carey played it was just like so Human Torch, because he was just so confident and obviously like the hot guy, pun very much intended, like the person that everybody recognized as being a very attractive guy, but also just like not cool, which I guess is also the same as being hot similarly. But he's very, very like, he's like the attractive guy that all the girls like and stuff like that, but he's very much the butt of the joke and is not afraid of being the butt of the joke, and he has a really good chemistry with like all these other characters. And I was just like really excited like about the idea of Joe Carey being just that character, and that never ended up happening, obviously. But I was like, man, they got the wrong Stranger Things kid. But
they got the right one, because there's nothing not cool about Johnny Storm, one, and then two, this nigga is not physically in the shape to play a superhero character. That's just not his shape.
He needs to be like ripped to be
to get in there. You do. Did you look at Pedro Pascal's body? Because it's not what it looked like in any of the other shit that he's been doing. That nigga worked out to get in that, because when you're gonna be in a skin tight suit, you can't. When you got man titties, it's showing. When you ain't got Alex, goddamn, now I'll let you just talk. Let me finish saying what I'm saying. If you got man titties, it's gonna show, and if you can't fill out the shit, then it is gonna show too. If you don't have enough on you, you definitely gonna get looked in the thing, and you're gonna look too small. If you got too much on you, you're gonna get looked at in that suit, and you're gonna be like, damn, this nigga fat. Don't just move on, because like the reason I said damn, like, dude, I was let's just let you cook and let me cook now.
I'll let you go.
Because I just feel like, old buddy.
No, I was gonna move on to the next thing, just because like I spent too much time caping on Joe Carey. But let's get into the story a little bit. The film is set in the retro-futuristic world of Earth 828, where the family of superheroes, the Fantastic Four, are the planet's mightiest heroes and their biggest celebrities. Everything is perfect for the happy team until one day they are faced with a challenge they may not be able to overcome. We'll get into spoilers later, but Bill, what did you think of the story on this one, like particularly about the family aspect about this extraordinary family trying to do ordinary things, like dinner time at 7:00 on the dot all the time, obviously raising a kid. What did you think of like the family aspect of this story?
Didn't care. It was not really. I mean, honestly, that didn't really come across to me. I know that sounds weird, but family aspect does not really come across to me. They really, if you're going to put that in perspective, you could just make a really great case of how they are a terrible family. As far as family goes, no, they're a good group of friends, it seems like. It's more really what it feels like. Even Reed and Sue's like chemistry really doesn't seem sexual. Doesn't seem like, it just seems like everybody has really good chemistry with each other acting wise. You know, I mean, I didn't feel any of that energy there, family or sexual or intimate, I should say. Intimate. It just seemed like, hey, we're all kicking around, kicking it, hanging out, blah blah blah. But to me, that's what it's supposed to be. Like, it's supposed to feel like that. It's supposed to, and like their wholesome nature, if you will. They're just playing for those who haven't seen it. This is a tiny spoiler. They're just playing towards that corny, that wholesome cornball effect that the Fantastic Four you could argue already have. But I don't know, man. I think they got ahead of I think they were able to get ahead of it. Because I think if they'd have made this in a time period like now, then as opposed to doing how they did it, where it's in this like universe with a different in the 50s with futuristic technology or whatever. If they had did that instead of, I mean, if they hadn't have done it the way they did, I think it would have probably been too corny, right? And then we would have ended up with people with the vibes of, so say, like Silver Surfer, Fantastic Four and the Silver Surfer.
Yeah.
Which, honestly, there's really not too much difference between this movie, First Steps, and those movies when we're talking about the cornball nature.
There are a lot of parallels
of the series or the franchise. Cornball nature of the franchise is strong with this one, ladies and gentlemen, because Fantastic Four are corny, But that's what I was saying though earlier. Is Johnny Storm is supposed to be the cool part of the cornball bullshit team that they have, because they're not cool. They're not cool. I mean, like, people don't see them as cool out there in the world. I've always thought they were cool. I've always loved the Fantastic Four, but people do not see them as cool out there in society for some reason.
Yeah, I mean, I've always said that the Fantastic Four are an inherently silly group of people, but yeah, like I feel like this movie was a smart way of introducing them, putting them in this like 50s retro futuristic alternate universe, kind of in the same way of The Incredibles, another great Fantastic Four movie, where like we just like sort of, and also Captain America, like where him being in the traditional Captain America suit is considered silly, but it's not considered so silly just because of the time period and like the way everybody like
it's not considered so silly because they changed it.
Right, yeah, like they did end up changing it later on, yeah.
So that's why it's not really considered so silly. They're like, okay, I forgive you.
Right. But it still looked like normal in that time and in like the context of like what they were trying to do.
Yeah, you gotta just go for it. It doesn't matter if it doesn't look normal. I mean, look at look at the first X-Men movie, and then look at the most recent,
right? Deadpool and Wolverine. Yeah,
come on, man. It's like night and day. It's like you should have just did it anyway, because it doesn't matter how you do it. You're going to look ridiculous doing it.
Yeah, you just gotta lean in.
You might as well lean in because everybody gonna know you're stupid anyway. anyway?
Do you have
put that on the shirt?
Yeah, it might look good on a shirt.
Why don't you go ahead and do it? Everybody gonna know you stupid anyway.
Do you have an MVP for this movie? Like as far as casting
Do
goes?
I have an MVP of this movie? Because
this was a pretty stacked cast as far as like, hot actors right about now.
Do I have an MVP of this movie? I'm gonna go with what's the robot's name?
Herbie.
We're going with Herbie. Herbie Hancock.
Herbie. I liked how Johnny would call him Herbert every once in a while. It's like Herbie is an acronym. But he was still just be like, no, I'm going to put some respect on his name.
You don't
call
want
him Herbert.
You don't like Herbie? Is that what you're saying? You don't like Herbert?
No,
you don't want to humanize Herbie? Is that what you're trying to say? You don't want him to live his life? You don't feel like he has sentience?
No, Herbie is
perfectly.
Herbie is his government name. I just liked
feels
how
like you.
I liked how Johnny gave him a nickname that's like the more proper version of
Herbert.
His acronym.
His mama is what his mama called him Herbert. I'm gonna call him
his
Herbert.
Mama, aka Reed, called him Herbie. That's exactly what he called him.
So you don't respect him. See, I knew it.
That's
got to the bottom of it. I got to the bottom of it. You don't respect Herbert.
So Herbie's your MVP of the movie?
Yeah.
Okay. I would probably it's a tie between probably Vanessa Kirby and Pedro Pascal. I'm just gonna give it to Pedro just because like his character was written so well. Like Mr. Fantastic was really, really good. I thought that it was gonna be kind of hard to portray like this kind of character and everything that Reed is so good at in the comic books in a movie, because like I said on a previous episode of the podcast, we were just talking about like the character of Reed. I was like, he kind of just thinks about stuff and then he comes up with a problem, like he comes up with a solution and then he invents a thing and then everything's okay. And that's really compelling, like when you're reading it. But I was like, I don't know how they're going to do that in a movie and make it seem interesting. But he's kind of like a superhero house. Like he's just like he comes up with
the reason that they were
idea.
able to do it in this one is because like the way you have to do it is you have to make him emotionally gripping. Like I have to care about Reed Richards. That's the only way you can make that character work, because it's like watching somebody do a movie about typing. You know what I mean? You don't want to just sit there and just watch Social Network. No, more like Hackers. That's more what we're talking about. Social Network is a movie with people who type in it. Hackers is a movie about typing. Or what's that? Swordfish. Exactly what can happen when you're doing a movie about something that people don't really know nothing about. And I can't be interested in it because I'm not as smart as this characters, right? But you are smart enough to know that this dude cares about his family. This dude always worries about his family. That's the first thing they established within the first 5 minutes of the movie.
Yeah.
Before we've even gotten an explanation as to who the Fantastic Four even really are, we get an explanation of how these characters really are amongst each other, how they see each other.
Yeah.
So that's how you have to do it. That's how you have to do a Fantastic Four film in general. But you know what? That's how you need to do any movie.
Yeah, it's very similar to Superman in the sense that, like, we're kind of thrown into just like this is the status quo of this universe,
which I predicted.
Like Superman, you mentioned that, it's probably going to be very, very similar. Superman starts 3 years into Superman announcing himself to the world, and this is this movie starts on the 4-year anniversary of the Fantastic Four.
Of course, it has to end up on the 4th.
As we see in the trailer, the Silver Surfer appeared on Earth to herald the coming of Galactus, a huge planet-eating life form from space. And
hungry
we just
motherfucker right there.
he's
boy.
a hungry motherfucker.
But he needed it. He needed it.
Yeah, seems like he
He
has
burns
sort of
some
like an
calories.
addiction.
He's
We'll
got
get
like
into
a
that a little
calorie
bit later.
burning issue. I think he just, he eat and then it's gone. Too much
right.
GMOs.
We just covered Rise of the Silver Surfer on Does It Hold Up, and that'll be out by Friday for sure. But without getting to any spoilers, what did you think of the threat of Galactus and Silver Surfer in this movie? Do you
Threat
think
of
they were like good
Galactus.
villains?
Well, the thing is, Silver Surfer wasn't really a threat, and Alex, this is kind of where the movie lost me, man. It's kind of where the movie loses me.
Oh,
Not enough Silver Surfer,
okay.
but I'm going to give it a pass because at least Galactus was better in this one than it was in the first one. Like the first Silver Surfer movie that we got, that's how I'll try to distinguish these.
Mm-hmm.
First Silver Surfer movie we got was definitely in the title Silver Surfer. Okay, so I'm not tripping.
Right.
That they didn't have it that much of Silver Surfer in it, but it's also not much Galactus in it. Not really. Like that's kind of it's kind of like they tricked me into liking a origin movie. Like they tricked me into liking an origin story movie because, like, really, if you really think about it, the majority of the movie that you like didn't have any of the action. It was all right before the third act starts. Really, it's like, wait a minute, why do I like this? Wait, I forgot this is a movie about action.
Right.
You kind of like get caught up in the fact that you're watching a bunch of people being really just kind of lazily sitting around. Like these people are just hanging out. They don't really be fighting much crime. There ain't no, hey, let's investigate that and let's investigate this. The montage, which I want to get your opinion on, like that they take us through at the beginning of the movie, it really just lasts until like the second act. And then you're like, oh shit. We're halfway through the movie, and I'm not mad that I'm watching an origin story.
No, yeah, I feel like the montage, like a lot, everything, a lot about the movie, tonally feels very Incredibles, like just like sort of having this newsreel that shows the status quo of this universe, and I thought that was like a clever way of just like showing how these guys are the biggest celebrities.
You keep comparing it to Incredibles when Incredibles literally for page, word for word took from Fantastic Four. So I'm like, so when you say Incredibles, I just keep, it's like you just, no, I'm just saying when you're saying Incredibles in my mind is like Fantastic Four. So
yeah, but like this movie came out after Incredibles. So like, and
yeah, but
it's a different medium.
It's
like
still
comic
like they
books
take
and movies.
Yeah, I'm just saying. But every time you say it, I hear like it just goes straight to it's just like goes straight to that for me. It's like when somebody say LeBron's, I still think Jordan's because it was
But as far as like this movie, I'm just talking about like how in the intro of the movie starts out with like this like retro grainy 40s newsreel about like how famous these superhero celebrities are, and it also kind of reminded me of Late Night with the Devil, where they start out with this newsreel to give you all this exposition about everything and like showing you how the universe is.
Except the Late Night with the Devil didn't really do that for a whole act and a half. Theirs was like a minute, but like this, I'm just saying, like this in this movie, Fantastic Four First Steps, it lasted long ass time, and it's not no negative shot at it. It's a positive because for it to have lasted that long and still for us to enjoy it, you know what I'm saying? That's a huge plus.
Yeah, I mean, personally, I feel like it didn't last like super long. I feel like like they had a lot to set up things in the beginning of the movie, and I feel like the end of the first act, like to your point, they had like this big action sequence where we see the team fly out to space with a very pregnant Sue Storm after they get this warning about Galactus. They're like, okay, we need to go out there and confront Galactus out in space. And then, like, I feel like
to me, that's the beginning of the second act.
Okay, I feel like a lot of the second act is just like
the whole
preparing for.
Yeah, but that's
Galactus show.
Right. That's why I said that's the beginning of the first act. Them going off to Galactus. That's the beginning of the second act.
Okay,
I'd say the introduction of Silver Surfer is the end of the first act, which is bringing us out of the montage finally. Basically,
right?
You know what I mean? Like we were in the montage. Then
I feel like I mean, again, like there was the montage, but I feel like there was like still a fair amount of just like us seeing them like interact with each other as people.
That's what I'm saying. That exactly that the montage was the only action that we got, is what I'm saying.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
The montage the montage was done in and out, like like you were saying, the first part. I'm trying not to really be spoilery,
right.
But like, yeah, it's on and off, on and off. And like I said previously, what you just touched on, you mostly just get a story about these guys, how they interact with each other, not how they interact with the world, not how they interact with anybody else, really. Like Ben Grimm is the only one really that goes outside the building and does anything. Like, which is crazy because in every other movie he's portrayed as the guy who doesn't want to be seen.
Yeah, he's kind of like sort of a shut-in. But I did like how just like jovial and outgoing he was in this movie.
Well, because they try to do that at the end or in the middle of all the other movies before it, and it's just weird because you just had this nigga mad sad, then you just try to make this nigga mad happy. All of a sudden, it's just like, well, what do I care? How did he do that so quick? Like, if he could get over so quick, then I don't have to care about it. Right? So yeah, they did that well, but it's not a negative thing for them. I'm not calling it a negative thing when I say that the first half of the movie was just a montage, or the first act was just a montage, because it was, but it was good. It was like, if you want to know how you should do a montage in 2025 going forward, go watch this movie, or at least just the first act. You don't have to watch the whole movie.
Yeah, but before we get into any spoilers, do you have any like final thoughts on the movie, or anything you want to cover, like non-spoilery, before we get into like the deep story? I don't, if you're not wanting to get spoiled on the actual story, please, stop right now, go watch the movie, man. Come back later. But
I ain't got nothing else. No, because if I had some more things to say, it will be for spoilers.
Okay, well, let's go ahead and get into the nitty and the gritty then. Again, this is your spoiler warning. If you don't want to get spoiled about Fantastic Four: The First Steps, log off right now. Log off. Nobody does that.
Spoils, son. It's your spoils, son.
This is your spoiler warning. But
turn it off. People still turn things off. Turn it off. Actually, no.
I'm just imagining people
turn it down,
unplugging their computers.
Just turn down the sound. If you don't, just don't hit goodbye and hit the thumbs up, please.
And just hit mute. But let's start actually with Galactus and Franklin Richards. Because after being warned that Galactus is on the way, the Fantastic Four, with a very pregnant Sue, hop in a spaceship to meet the world leader in space to try to stop him. Once they reach him, Galactus claims that the child has an incredible power and he will spare the Earth if they give him Franklin.
The power cosmic.
Power cosmic. What did you think of this plot point of like Franklin sort of being a MacGuffin and just like being the main interest of Galactus?
Well, I don't know if I want to talk. Or I guess we're
Yeah,
in the
spoilers.
Baby. I'd rather not spoil that much for people, but fuck it. How did I feel about it? I felt like the way that they did it, it was cool, but it was, I don't know. It was like, the reason I say the way that it did it was cool is because it definitely gave a juxtaposition for the Fantastic Four when they went back home. It's like, without saying it, they say, the only thing that really can hurt the Fantastic Four is if everybody hates them, because they love for everybody to love them and they need for everybody to love them. It's like, let's destroy their reputations and that will get them. Like, it was kind of like if Galactus was a Batman villain.
Right.
He was like, let's tear down these stupid Fantastic Four, and then I'll take their baby, and then I'll take their planet. Like that kind of shit. But without saying it, without doing all of that and going through the hysteria of it all, no, we say, hey, I want your baby. He got the power cosmic. Then they return home. So I love that shit. It really played out well. But what it was kind of corny though, because it was just like, I want your baby. Give me your baby and I'll let the people, like, wait a minute. So wait a minute. You want us to give you our baby so that this planet don't have to get eaten. Nigga, no, you knew that wasn't going to happen. What are we doing? What are we talking about? And we're supposed to be like, you know what? Sounds like a good idea. This was a good plan. I'm glad we came up here to preemptively to have a conversation with you before you came to our planet and ate it, because this was a deal breaker. If I'd have known this was the deal breaker, it would have just killed me at the end of my days. I could have just gave up my child and he would have been fine. That would have been fine.
Do you think that Reed shouldn't have told the whole world about this? Because when he told them at the press conference, it's like, yeah, they said if we give up our baby, we could save the whole planet, but we said nah, and everybody got mad at the. Like, I was like, nigga, why did you tell them that? Like, did you
gotta
think
tell
that?
them. You gotta tell them. You know why? Because first of all, they are not just superheroes, right? They are celebrities, man. They own everything. They own cereal boxes. They own TV. Like, also, shout out to all of the advertisers. That's right. Say it with me. Advertisers. Free. There's so much advertisement in this. Shameless plug after shameless plug after shameless plug. 7-Up. What was it? Pepsi. You ain't notice any of these?
No, I ain't noticed.
Nigga, goddamn near every fucking thing everything that dropped, product placement. Everything that they caught, product placement. Everything that they were holding, product placement. Like, dude, it was so many brands. There are no made up brands in this world. There are no made up brands. They use all kind of brands. But anyway, forgot what I was saying, because can't believe you didn't catch any of that. That was crazy. So many brands.
Yeah, I didn't know that for some reason. But yeah, the Reed does come up with a plan to teleport the planet to another solar system, millions of light years away from Galactus, by placing these teleportation bridges at certain points all across the globe. They can theoretically teleport the entire planet. And it almost works until the Silver Surfer emerges and destroys all of the bridges.
It's the only thing, everything Richards does, man. Motherfucking Stretch Armstrong ass nigga.
And again, very similar to the last movie, or the Silver Surfer movie, where Rise of the Silver Surfer movie, where they were setting up all this shit, and then Silver Surfer comes up and fucks up everything. It's a lot of parallels.
You know what it is? Reed Richards always almost getting some shit right. Almost,
always
almost getting some shit right. Not almost always, but always almost getting some shit.
That's great. That's another T-shirt. Always almost with just read on the. It's like
always
almost.
And then just him like Mr. Fantastic like this with the thing right next to him like.
Johnny decodes the Silver Surfer's native language and makes her feel guilty for the death that she has caused in the name of her master. What did you think of this scene and like the dynamic between Johnny and Silver Surfer in general? Again, like it's kind of like a parallel between Rise of the Silver Surfer, but there was some connection between Silver Surfer and Johnny.
Did everything, didn't it?
Yeah, right. They just like cut out Doom, which was like one of the things that just like story-wise bogged down the movie and just like made us feel like they were doing too many things.
Damn. It's like they watched Does It Hold Up?
But what did you think
needed to happen? It's crazy.
Yeah, it was like they watched Does It Hold Up on Friday and then they went back in time 2 years ago and then they made this movie. But what did you think of the dynamic between Johnny and Silver Surfer?
First of all, it wasn't much the dynamic between them that I cared about. I just felt like they were just they were utilizing the fact that he's the only character who could have possibly caught up to her to then translate that into or weave that into the storyline of him learning her language, because they started out with him learning the language. He's just listening to these records of what Reed is recording out there in space, so he's just listening to it. What I liked about it is that they, in all the movies before and in the cartoons and all this stuff, and even in the comics to a degree, they try to make Johnny seem like he's an idiot.
Right.
But they all swear by the fact that he is a NASA pilot. But you can't be a NASA pilot if you're an idiot.
Right. And
you have to be a space engineer, like basically. Like, how is it that he doesn't? Why is it that he's so dumb? Well, I'm glad that they didn't do that, really. He's just Johnny Storm.
Right.
But he is very with the shit and decides to not take Reed's help on a project that he's working on, which, retrospect, that's just dumb, right? Well, that's dumb. Like, you could easily, he's like, oh no, he's busy. No, nigga, he could have figured this shit out in about 15 seconds if y'all had been working on it together. If it would have took him 20 minutes, both of y'all working on it, it'd took like 15 seconds. So why would we just sit here and not talk about it? Other than the fact that we, Pedro Pascal don't be on set most of the time. He got 7 jobs.
Right.
So
he's doing a lot of stuff. But I do think I think that they established it pretty well as far as just like the relationship between Johnny and Pedro. Johnny and Reed, as far as like, because like we see him go to him about like some shit earlier on in the movie, and he literally puts it at the bottom of the list, like on his chalkboard. So I'm sure that like as far as just like his interactions with Reed in the past, he's like, if I go to Reed, he's gonna be like, this isn't like interpreting this person's language is not on my top list of things. We need to figure out how to like figure out this teleportation.
I'm just basing it off of what he actually said. He said that he didn't want to bother Reed with it because he was busy with the baby. So I'm just saying,
and the whole teleportation thing.
Well, he was saying at the beginning. It was before the teleportation.
Oh, it was just like just
this is when he was talking to Reed. To Sue about it at the beginning when she was still pregnant. So he was like, hey, don't tell him about it. I just want to figure this shit out on my own. This is my project that I'm working on.
Right.
So he was like, no, nigga, I got this. But to me, it's whatever. It's just my opinion. That's, I always hate it when they do that in movies, and just, hey, people, don't do that in real life. nigga, you need some help, nigga. If it's a nigga smarter than you, who cares if you can figure it out on your own? You and that guy can figure it out together faster than you can figure it out on your own.
But again, I feel like it is like they established that well in the beginning of the movie when we came to him about the like updating this spacesuits,
but he was like, "That's not what he asked."
I'm not trying to do that.
No, but that's not what he asking him about. He asking him about what they talking about right there, which is the Herald. Like this is I'm talking about. It's one thing if I'm talking about something down here and you talking about something up here. But now when we both talking about something up here, it's like it's a little different. When it's like, okay, now I'm talking about what you talking about. Like that's different. That's not bothering nobody. And that's like no expectations or nothing. I feel like he just didn't want to go talk to him about it because he wanted to be. I'm Johnny. I'm not motherfucking Chris Evans, nigga. I'm Johnny motherfucking Storm in this motherfucker. It's like y'all go over there and talk to that nigga about not being able to do shit.
Right.
I know how to handle some shit.
With most of the teleportation bridges destroyed, the team plans to use Franklin as bait to lure Galactus, and instead of teleporting the planet, they teleport him millions of light years away. And it works. Pretty much. Sue dies in the battle, but is brought back to life with Franklin's mysterious powers. I haven't read a lot about I haven't read a lot of the Fantastic Four comics, especially like after after they have their second kid and they have the Future Foundation, which they had a shout out in this movie about. But like as far as I remember, Franklin just can do everything and anything. But what did you think about like just the way that this movie ended with Franklin bringing Sue back to life? And are you excited to see what they do with Franklin in the future?
I mean, again, it's just like they took straight from the pages of everything to a degree. And so, yeah, I'm excited about seeing Franklin. I kind of wish we had not gotten all of this so fast. Like it seemed a little bit fast for him to just be going from the 4 to the baby so quick. But not nothing that made the movie bad or anything. But yeah, like it's also speaking to the fact that they're probably gonna have another kid in this series. Like if they who's to even say if we get another one of these things, right? Like
yeah,
the
honestly,
Fantastic Four technically aren't in the Avengers. Technically, you got the thing called the Illuminati that has Mr. Fantastic in it, but really, we're not even really talking about seeing the Fantastic Four that much if we're going to be basing this off an Avengers franchise,
right?
And we just know that they will be in the new Avengers movie.
And from that famous Kevin Feige interview a few days ago, apparently they're going to be rebooting the entire MCU after Doomsday happens. And that's when they're going to be bringing in the X-Men and everything. So if you believe that, we're probably not going to get Fantastic Four movie. Like this is probably going to be the only Fantastic Four movie we ever get.
I don't know. I haven't heard the interview, but I'd have to have follow-up questions on what reboot means because reboot don't mean the same thing these days as it used to.
Yeah. I mean a lot of different things.
And because also they have too much invested in the young versions, the younger versions. I think he probably just means like a reset on the Avengers team as it is, as we know it, getting Anthony Mackie up out of there, you know what I'm saying, replacing him with somebody else type shit. You know what I mean? Like, or maybe just maybe just preparing people's minds for shit being just different.
Right.
Like, we're not going to be doing this anymore. This is, we off of this. Or maybe there's no more Avengers.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, like, yeah, because I felt like it when I was reading when I was listening to a podcast talking about the interview, it seemed like a very DC Crisis on Infinite Earth situation where there's like, okay, there's way too much shit going on. Let's just like hit the reset button in this big event comic book, and then people will be less confused. Like we're gonna have this one storyline or this one timeline. We're gonna be dealing with all these extra multiverses and alternate universes where all this crazy shit is happening. We're just gonna make it easy for the viewer.
Oh, sorry.
And like that makes sense, like for especially from a storytelling standpoint, like we talked about before, like how the good thing and the bad thing about MCU is that it's very much like the comic books where there's all these different storylines going on, where like things are interconnected. But like if you're invested, it's fun because you get to see how everything's connected. But if you're not that super invested, you can feel like it can feel like homework or you're missing out on shit. So I don't know.
Yeah, I mean that's what people have said. I mean, honestly, if we've had this conversation before, nobody's going to see these movies. If you look at the scale and the to scale with all the other movies, like nobody's going to see these movies any more or less than they were going to see any of the other movies before in any other genre in any other time. Like these movies are making really good motherfucking money.
Yeah.
And if they ever decided, this ain't like running for president, you know what I'm saying? Like you lose and you actually like you come out and if you didn't place number one, you lost. Like no, nigga, we ate. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that there's as big of a issue as the fans like to think there is as far as behind the scenes, but everything does have to get older and things do have new things do have to come in. So I am good with a transition, you know what I'm saying? But to say reboot is just like, to me, I'm looking at this from the angle of a producer, and to me that sounds like that's producer speak for, well, these are really good excuses for why we're going to go ahead and do this.
Right.
Because we was going to do this anyway, but it's a real convenient. Like, also, they talking about how James Gunn, talking about how, like Kevin Feige was going to replace what's his name already? What's his name? Goddamn, Kang.
Oh yeah.
They was going to replace Kang with Robert Downey Jr.'s Doomsday. Regardless, that was always going to happen. I'm calling bullshit. I'm calling 100% bullshit now. I do think that, like I said, for years they were going to bring back Robert Downey Jr. I think that that's always been a part of the conversation, no matter what. But to come out on television or on in whatever platform he said that shit on and fucking just lie his ass off, I thought that was unnecessary because Jonathan Majors already did his shit, bro. Like that shit's over with. Let it be over with. And then he said the actor. He didn't say.
No, he did not call him
Jonathan Majors. Dude, no, I just think that that's kind of fucked up. And why not? If you're not going to say his name, just don't talk about it at all because nobody asked him about Jonathan Majors. Like he brought up, like, well, we weren't gonna use instead of choosing to recast Kang, you guys went with Doomsday. How do you feel about that? Blah blah. Like, no, bro, don't lie.
Yeah, I feel like there's like you said, there's like a lot of lie to the truth or a lot of truth to the lie or something like that, because I feel like it made me think about like what Bomani Jones is talking about. He's talking about when Coach Tibbs got fired after after the New York Knicks made it to the playoffs. He's like, I feel like when it comes to any firing in that situation, like if you want somebody to be fired, you will come up with a reason. It's like, I can't, like, you can come up with a reason why they shouldn't be fired, but like if you're the person doing the firing, you can come up with a reason to have them get fired. And it's like, with Jonathan Majors is like, there are all these other situations with like the Quantumania bombing and that character not being as well received as they wanted to be. And I feel like with the whole controversy with Jonathan Majors, if Quantumanium made $1 billion, they would have found a reason to keep him on. But like I feel like they were just like, but now with all the situations, they're saying like, oh, we always thought we were gonna.
I've heard that argument several times. You got you got Johnny Depp is the perfect example of how that is not the case. Because Johnny Depp, they said, we will eat this $1 billion. You are fucking crazy. And then it turns out he wasn't as crazy as they thought he was, but you are fucking crazy. So it probably was a good decision, really, but
it depends on the
like I said, it probably is in all that stuff. But my point was not in that though originally. My point was in the fact that not that they wanted to have a reason to fire him and they found one. My point is that he's saying that they were going to have done that already. They didn't find one.
Right. I'm saying like I think that they found a reason, but he's just saying that they.
I don't think that they were looking for a reason, nor did they have to find one. I don't think that they were. I think that all that is bullshit. Because if you listen to everything, because you can't just listen to what these people say, and then 10 years later, or however many years later down the road, and they say something else, and then we just take that at face value, because they didn't say that 3 years ago.
Right.
So they weren't saying that 2 years ago. They weren't saying that last year. So I'm going to go with that's bullshit. They were saying the exact opposite of that last year. And they were saying the exact opposite of that 2 years ago. So I'm just going to go with the idea that I'm not going to just, like, if I'm supposed to believe you when you say what you say, should I just believe you the last time or every time?
Right.
Because I'm just saying, like, I don't know. But Doomsday, Avengers Doomsday, what you thinking?
I mean, like, what
you thinking? Like, how you feeling so far? We got 2 movies leading up to it.
Well, actually, that brings me up to our last topic, because before we get out of here, we should talk about the post-credit scenes. The post-credit scene, like the actual post-credit scene, we not really worth talking about, honestly. It's just a cartoon of, like, it's a 1960s version of the modern cast. Like it's fun, but
stupid.
It's not worth sticking around for.
It was stupid.
If you're curious,
unless you're just waiting for everybody else to get up out of there. Unless you're wanting to just wait for the traffic to die down. No reason to do that.
No reason at all. But the mid-credit scene is pretty interesting. We cut 4 years into the future, where we see Sue reading to little Franklin, who is obviously older now. As she goes to grab another book, she turns around to see that Franklin is standing face to face, who can only be Dr. Doom. I think we both thought that this movie was going to have like sort of a bookend from Thunderbolts. Like we were going to see some sort of tie-in from the ending of the post-credit scene from Thunderbolts, but we didn't really get that.
We talked about how there could be a Dr. Doom, not cameo, but we said cameo, like at the end, like, you know what I'm saying, like a little teaser. People, I think we said something like that, but I just like how it wasn't Robert Downey Jr. Was it?
It might have been. Was it? Maybe not. Yeah. We didn't get to see his face, which I thought was interesting
because I'm like very, the door open. Yeah, I'm still very like, is he really going to be Dr. Doom though? Like, is he going to play Victor Von Doom?
Right.
Or is he going to be playing Tony Stark, who has the same background as a Victor Von Doom, a Tony Stark who, you know, when his parents died in a plane crash, he was left in Latvania or whatever the fuck it is that they are.
Latvania,
Latvania.
I did like the moment at the UN where when Sue was announcing the Future Foundation and they're going around and you see the Latveria, nobody's sitting there.
Yeah, I like that.
That was cool.
And so that was kind of like a little touch of what do you call it? Foreshadowing, right there. A little tease of the nipple right there. A little faux shadow. Excuse me. I don't think that I don't think that we're getting the fully story with it when it comes to Doomsday, at least thus far. Not yet. Not yet. I think there's a little too much mystery. Like, why not have shown him right then? And also, why would I even be able to know that it's Robert Downey Jr. if I can't see his face anyway?
Right. Yeah. Part of me thinks that even like that scene, that scene in this movie was probably shot before they even announced Robert Downey Jr. as Dr. Doom. Because as we've been saying, especially like the contrast between the way James Gunn has been very vocal about how he's going to move forward with the DCU is like, we're going to have solid script first, and then we're going to move forward production, and then we're going to announce when the movie's going to come out, as opposed to the way the MCU's been going, where they're just like, we're going to announce all these movies and we might have a script by then, who knows? And I feel like they are scrambling a little bit right now. Like, I don't feel like there's a solid script for Secret Wars or Doomsday.
No, I think
at this point,
Kevin Feige said that that's what they're going to be doing. They're going to be waiting for. They're not going to be just doing shit before the script's done. No more.
Right. You're right. But like that's in the future. But does the release date for Secret Wars and Doomsday has already been announced?
No, it's got pushed back.
Okay, but I'm saying like it's still been announced. I'm saying
that means that they. But if they're going, so if we're going to believe all this other bullshit that this nigga be saying, then that means that they've already finished or started on pre-production for the movies.
Right. I'm just saying that, like, as far as the connectivity between like this movie and like Thunderbolts and like what it's gonna be with Doomsday later on, I don't think that by the time this movie was completely finished that they were like they fully knew what they were going to be doing with Doomsday, because I don't think that script's done.
Yeah, I think that they know what they were going to do in spite of the script not being done. Who would have been playing him is what I don't think that they do. Like, I think storyline wise, they know what they want.
Oh, yeah.
But as far as like who would that have been? Because I'm like this. They're either going to have this Doomsday being played out as Robert Downey Jr.'s Tony Stark, and then people have these emotions about it, and it's or they don't even talk about it for real. It's like, this is not supposed to be Tony Stark. This is Victor Von Doom.
Right.
Period. Like, so for me, I don't really trust it. But I do believe that they always wanted to have Doom, just not necessarily where it's a situation where they don't have Doom and Kang. I just always thought it was good. And we've talked about it for years leading up to this point. Like, it's going to be Doom and Kang. It could be Kang and Doom. You know what I mean? Like, oh, where's it going to come? And then it wasn't until Jonathan Majors gets the boot that. So I'm not going to say that I don't think that I don't think that Kevin Feige was going to bring back Robert Downey Jr. I just don't think that they had plans of getting rid of Jonathan Majors.
Right. Yeah. Well, guys, let us know what you thought in the comments. Because by the time this is available for like the public, not just our members only, the movie will be out. I'm sure most of you guys.
This nigga got some $1 million words, don't he?
But this time, like, most of you guys have probably seen it if you're like weirdos like us. But let us know in the comments what you thought of the movie. Did you like it? Did you hate it? Are you excited about what's going on?
When did this
in the
come
MCU
out?
future?
When are we coming with this for everybody else?
So this will be live for members only on Wednesday, Thursday, but for everybody else it'll be available on Friday. Yeah, July 25th.
Friday. So it's available for y'all right
Doing
now.
mental math. But guys, let us know in the comments Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe. The Fifth Banthas says in the chat, excited to see it. Yes, it's definitely worth the watch.
It's worth the watch. It's worth the watch,
guys.
See what time it is right now? Worth the watch.
It's worth the watch.
I don't even have one. See, gave it up.
Guys, thank you so much
Gave up my watch. It was worth it.
Thanks so much for watching. Please like and subscribe. Check us out on all the on Letterboxd, Twitter, all the internet things at the Drunk Banthas. Until next time, stay safe, my little fantastic fours.
My little Herberts.
My little Herberts. And may the force be.